Alright, the next 3 slides, right, will be showing the differences between the forex market and the domestic money supply and demand. The foreign exchange market should not be confused with the domestic money supply and demand. The differences are all highlighted within here. For the domestic money supply and demand, right, it refers to the money that is within the domestic economy. The supply of the money here refers to the notes and the coins, and demand deposit in the circulation within the economy itself, whereby the demand for money, it refers to the liquidity preference. It means that the preference of the people to hold money as compared to holding on to the financial asset at a given interest rate. And this quantity demanded and supply is a function of the interest rate, which will be shown in a diagram later on. So the price is actually the price of the money in the domestic economy is actually determined or expressed in the terms of the interest rate. So who are the parties involved? It involves all economic agents in the economy, like the household, firms, financial institutes, and the government. On the other hand, for the forex market, right, this market refers to the global market. Supply of the exchange of the money in the global market refers to the amount of currency that the seller are willing to sell globally in the exchange for another currency. So within this foreign exchange market, it refers to the supply of the exchange, the currency refers to what the sellers are willing and able to sell in exchange for another currency. So the demand refers to the amount that the buyers are willing and able to buy at a given exchange rates. So it means that the quantity demanded and the supply of the currency is a function of the exchange rate. So the price is expressed in terms of other currency, like how much the foreign currency can be exchanged for another unit of the home currency. So who are the parties involved? It includes the buyer and sellers of the currency in the global forex market, like for example the currency traders, speculators, the government, financial institutes, and the firms investing in another country. Alright, the differences of between the forex market and the domestic money supply and demand, right, can be reflected with using this diagram. The diagram on the left refers to the quantity of money in the economy itself, within the economy. So this diagram will be taught or is taught under monetary policy. So you might want to spend some time to draw a diagram together while I am trying to explain it to you. So in this case, right, the liquidity preference, which is the demand for money in the economy itself, right, represented by the liquidity preference, it is downward sloping at the beginning, and this is meant by the liquidity trap. The money supply in the economy itself, right, is not determined by the interest rate. It is independent of the interest rate. Hence, it is a perfectly interest inelastic supply curve. The money supply in the economy is actually determined by the government, so it is actually a vertical line supply curve. So the intersection over here refers to the equilibrium point, whereby R0, it is the interest rate, meaning to say that it is the cost of borrowing money in the economy. So on the other hand, the diagram on the right refers to the market of Singapore currency. Market of Singapore currency, and in this case, right, the demand for Singapore currency is downward sloping, while the supply of the Singapore currency is upward sloping. So over here, right, it refers to the price of Singapore dollars in terms of pounds. So the intersection over here refers to the exchange rate of Singapore currency in terms of pound, which means to say that for every 1 unit of Singapore dollars, it can be exchanged for 40-cent pounds. So please take some time to draw these two diagrams in your lecture notes, then it can help you to understand the concept better. While there are differences between the forex market and the domestic money supply and demand, the foreign exchange market and the domestic money supply are closely linked. So how does the foreign exchange market affect the domestic money supply and vice versa? So let us look at this thing, whereby in this case, right, the central bank or the government sell the home currency in the foreign exchange market in order to buy more foreign currency. So they sell home currency in order to buy more foreign currency. In this case, right, what will happen is there will be more home currency in the hands of the publics, whereby people who are involved or who use the money to engage in international trade, such as the traders, businessmen, the companies itself, or the bank who are involved and engaged in the international trade. So it will mean that there will be more home currency circulating in the economy, as the holders of the home currency use it for making transactions in the economy or leave it inside the bank as bank deposit. So this increase in the bank deposit could then result in more bank lending and resulting in the creation of new deposit money. So hence money supply in the economy or in the domestic economy will increase. So this means that if the government tries to lower the exchange rate by selling the home currency in the foreign exchange market, right, it will increase the money supply as explained just now. Then because of this, right, most banks try to insulate the increase in the money supply from their foreign exchange intervention by offsetting the transaction, for example, like selling government bond at the same time to suck the money back from the financial system. So meaning to say that we know that after the government tries to intervene to lower the currency by selling the home currency in the foreign exchange market, but with the increase, the impact will be an increase in the money supply. So what the government will do next is to sell the financial bonds, government bonds, at the same time. With this, right, it will actually help to decrease the money supply in the economy, because after selling the government bond, it means that the people in the economy purchase the government bond using the money in the economy. So as such, right, this policy of using monetary policy tools to offset the effects of foreign exchange intervention on money supply is known as sterilization. So conversely, an increase in money supply will also affect the exchange rate. How does it affect the exchange rate? And this is taught in the monetary policy chapter, and it will be taught in the monetary policy chapter. So let me recap. The increase in money supply, the increase in the money supply will affect the exchange rate by looking at, in this case, right, referring to this diagram, if there is an increase in money supply, what will happen is your interest rate will be lower. And this will lead to a short-term capital outflow. So outflow of the short-term capital. So it means that the lower interest rate cause people to switch to other currency which offer a higher interest rate. So this capital outflow will actually worsen the balance of payment, leading to a fall in the currency exchange rate. So hence, these three slides actually shows the differences between foreign exchange market and the domestic money supply and demand. However, also highlight the link between the foreign exchange market and the domestic money supply. Thank you.